Imagine creating a platform to give Kenyans a voice, only to end up in handcuffs. That is the reality for Rose Njeri, a software developer whose innovation landed her in the middle of a national controversy. This is the story of a young Kenyan, a finance bill, and a fight for digital freedom that has got everyone talking. Let's break it down. Rose Njeri is a talented Kenyan software developer and a single mother of two, aged 14 and 3. At 35, she is the founder of Studio Libre Creatives, a company known for building innovative web solutions like Girl Code Kenya. She created Civic Email, designed to let Kenyans share their feedback on the 2025 Finance Bill directly with the National Assembly's Finance Committee. It was a simple idea: make public participation easier in a digital age. But what seemed like a step towards civic engagement quickly turned into a legal nightmare.
A lady by the name of Rose Njeri wanted to see me, and that she has been detained at Pangani police station. She's being accused of having committed a cybercrime. Again, I don't have the details, but my main motive and my main ambition was to see whether I can get her out.
The 2025 Finance Bill has been a hot topic across Kenya, with citizens worried about proposed tax increases, privacy solutions, and the removal of tax incentives for affordable housing. Rose's platform allowed users to send feedback emails directly to mass@parliament.go.ke, the official email of the Finance Committee. With just one click, on May 19, 2025, she tweeted, and I quote, "Hi, #KOT, #Kenyans on Twitter. I wrote a simple program that lets you reject the Finance Bill 2025 with just one click. It was a tool for democracy, streamlining how Kenyans could engage with lawmakers, but the Directorate of Criminal Investigation saw it differently."
Wacheni uoga, serikali. Why are you so afraid of us speaking up? Why are you so afraid of people engaging with bills? That's what we're meant to be doing. That's what you're meant to be facilitating.
She's in high spirits. She knows she has not committed any offense, or at least they've not told her what offense she has committed. She's asking Kenyans to continue praying for her.
According to the DCI, Rose's platform wasn't just a tool for feedback, it was a cyber weapon. Detectives claim that Civic Email automatically generated and sent mass emails to the Finance Committee's system on May 19, 2025, overwhelming it and disrupting its normal operations. They accused Rose of violating Section 16 of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act No. 5 of 2018, charging her with unauthorized interference with the computer system. The charge sheet presented at Milimani Law Courts listed her as a 35-year-old Kikuyu woman, but oddly marked as a male, raising questions about the accuracy of the state's case. Serious accusations for a platform meant to amplify Kenyan voices.
Courage of doing what she did. The police didn't need to arrest her. They just needed to call her and tell her, "Look, come. We want to prefer charges against you." And she would go to the police station. If there are any charges preferred against her, she would come to court and be charged. But being arrested on Friday, knowing very well that Monday is going to be a public holiday, was just meant to torture her. Pray, Your Honor, that you release her forthwith. Thank you.
On Friday, May 30th, 2025, Rose Njeri's life turned upside down. 15 DCI officers raided her home in South B, Nairobi County, arriving in 3 Subarus with sirens blaring, alarming her neighbors. They ransacked her house, confiscated her phone, laptop and hard drives, leaving her 2 children in distress. Rose was arrested without a warrant and taken to Pangani police station, where she was held for days. Her mother, Naomi Njoki, expressed concerns, saying, as I quote, "She has anemia and the cells are not a good place for her to be in."
There were 3 Subarus that had gone to arrest her, Subarus. So you can imagine, and she's a simple, she's smaller than the mother in body size. Na sasa anatumia Subaru 3.
He keeps on getting anemia, lack of blood. So it's not a good place for her to be in, the cells.
For many Kenyans, this felt like a deliberate move to silence dissent.
Doing what every Kenyan should be able to do, have open conversation about the state of governance in our country, and just attempting to have a conversation about Finance Bill 2025. There's nothing criminal about it. She has been apprehended.
There's a very high likelihood that this is one of the attacks on freedom of expression in the digital space. To be honest, it's very, very speculative because we are responding based on the publicly available information on her social media handles, the website that she had set up. So this then could be one of the ways that is going to test how to start that particular sense of limitation.
The Law Society of Kenya, led by President Faith Odhiambo, quickly stepped in. They mobilized lawyers to secure Rose's release, but initial attempts failed as police resisted granting bail, citing fears her platform could incite protests, echoing last year's deadly demonstrations that left over 60 persons dead. By Tuesday morning, June 3rd, 2025, LSK raised the alarm. Rose had been mysteriously transferred from Pangani police station just before 7:30 a.m. with no clear information on her whereabouts. Civil society groups, including the Institute of Social Accountability, demanded transparency, with many arguing this was an attack on digital rights. By noon Tuesday, activists including Boniface Mwangi and Hanifa Adan took to the streets outside Milimani court, demanding Rose's immediate arraignment. Former Chief Justice David Maraga condemned her detention, saying, as I quote, "This completely negates the spirit of Madaraka Day." Protesters chanted, "Tunadai nani, tunadai Njeri," which translates to, "Who do we want? We want Njeri." The hashtag Free Rose Njeri campaign gained traction online, with Kenyans calling for her release, arguing her arrest was an attempt to intimidate citizens engaging in lawful civic participations.
There's so many, you can't kill all of us. You cannot kill everyone. Allow Njeri her right to be free. If she has a matter in court, she can go on Tuesday. Yeah. Let her go home to her family.
This is intimidation. It is a ploy to threaten Kenyans.
Amnesty Kenya issued a scathing statement on June 3rd, 2025, saying, as I quote, "It is clear to us that Rose Njeri's rights have been severely violated over the last 88 hours, and any contemplated fair trial is already in jeopardy." They criticized her secretive transfer and prolonged detention without access to family or legal counsel, calling it a blatant violation of her constitutional rights. Vocal Africa, another rights group, labeled her detention a blatant attack on digital rights, freedom of expression, and civic engagement. The pressure was mounting and the government's action were under scrutiny.
So we must remind the DPP and William Ruto that if you still believe this country is under the rule of law, please produce Rose Njeri.
Finally, on Tuesday afternoon, June 3rd, 2025, Rose Njeri was presented at Milimani Law Court. She was formally charged with unauthorized interference with the computer system, but the court released her on 100,000 Kenyan shilling cash bail, setting the case for mention later in June. Leaders like former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua condemned her arrest, calling for charges to be dropped. For Rose supporters, her release was a small victory, but the fight for justice is far from over. Rose Njeri's story isn't just about one developer, it's about the future of digital rights in Kenya. As more citizens turn to tech to engage with their government, will innovation be met with freedom or punishment? Her case could set a precedent for how Kenya balances technology and governance, especially with the Finance Bill 2025 still under deliberation. Senate Majority Leader Aaron Cheriot called her platform brilliant, urging Parliament to modernize public participation. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. For Maisha TV, I'm William Juma.